Six months ago, I bought this half-finished K-Swap Honda Civic as a car flip, the plan being to finish the swap and try to sell it for profit. Over the last 5 episodes, I have completed the exhaust, completed the drivetrain, hooked up all the coolant hoses and bled the coolant, rebuilt the transmission, and replaced the heater core, and much more. With all that work being completed, I'm excited to announce that today is the day that the car is going in for a proper dyno tune. Wait, what did it make? It made oh, snap, okay. Damn, son.
Okay.
I've always been curious just how close a bass map is to a street tune and just how close a street tune can be to a full-fledged dyno tune. So today, not only are we gonna be dyno tuning this car, but we're also gonna be doing a pull on a stock K24 map off of like an Acura TSX. So it'll be like the exact tune that comes on a stock Acura TSX computer. We'll be doing a pull on a street tune that my tuner just recently did on a car with a very similar setup. We'll be able to compare how it performs compared to the base map, the stock tune. And then we're gonna be performing a full-fledged dyno tune on this car. We're gonna see how that compares to the street tune and to the base map. And lastly, before we begin, my promise to you guys today is that by the end of today's video, you're gonna have a much better understanding of the difference between a stock tune, a street tune, and a dyno tune. If you get any bit of value out of today's video, please consider supporting my channel by liking the video and clicking that subscribe button. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for Dyno Day. Let's head over to Rudd's Racing. I gotta give a huge thank you to Rudd's Racing for squeezing me in for a dyno session. And I have to give a big thank you to my tuner, none other than MikeySpec. As a quick reminder for you guys, this car is a stock internal JDM K24A with an RBC intake manifold, a custom intake, a PLM RB V2 header, no 50-degree VTC, and no Type S oil pump. God dang, that sounded pretty good there, boys. Dude, VTEC sounded pretty rowdy. You could really hear it crack. That was cool. All right, so that was a stock K24 base map off Hondata. 215, 185 off the deck. I'm not bummed about that at all. That was like my goal for today. It was like 215. The curve is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and load Mikey's street tune base map right now so that we can go ahead and compare this baseline pull to an actual street tune base map. All right, let me load this up. We'll see what happens. Multiplexer disabled. I think we're gonna probably be good to go. You wanna just ignition on real quick and I'll check, or you could start it and I'll check for codes. All right, checking for codes. All right, cool. So then we're looking good. We got Mikey's base map loaded. We're just gonna do a pull, no modifications, and then we're gonna dyno tune off of that. What you're seeing here is a street tune done by MikeySpec on a very similar setup. Let's see how it compares to the totally stock tune. All right, so that was the street tune base map from Mikey. We're gonna see if we make more power or not. It definitely was revving higher. Wait, what did it make? 220. It made 220? Yeah. Oh, snap, okay. I was really thinking we were gonna like have a hard time making 220.
Honestly, same.
220? It just made 220 on like a base map.
First rip.
Yeah, first, well, on the Hondata base map, it made 215, 185. Okay. And then with a MikeySpec, like, just like kind of dialed with some work put into it with no data, base map, it made 220. Yeah.
And you're getting rid of this car?
Yeah, I'm selling it, dude.
You're getting rid of this one?
I'm getting rid of it.
You don't want to track it first?
No, man. Somebody else can, though. One of you guys are going to enjoy this car a lot. Here we go. Not only are you going to enjoy the car, but you're also going to enjoy this offer from today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. As a YouTuber and business owner, I constantly have a million thoughts going through my mind throughout the day. What video should I make next? What car project should I do next? Am I going to meet my sponsor's deadline for upload? With that being said, mental health is a top priority for me. If I'm not laser focused, I'm falling behind. If you feel the same way in your own life, then BetterHelp Online Therapy is a great option for you. BetterHelp offers a personalized experience so that you don't have to waste your valuable time shopping around and trying out different therapists in person. Simply click the discount link in my description down below, fill out a questionnaire, and BetterHelp is going to use your answers to pair you with a therapist that fits your exact needs. Need help getting better sleep at night? They have a therapist for that. Need help just being kinder to yourself? they have a therapist for that too. And the best part is that you can do it all from the comfort of your own home by messaging or hopping on a video call with your therapist. Let BetterHelp be the reason that you start progressing in life as a happy and mentally healthy individual. Just visit betterhelp.com/boostedjohn for 10% off your first month of online therapy. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to that first Dyno Tune poll. We've seen so far that the Street Tune is absolutely kicking butt over the stock tune, but now we are beginning the Dyno Tune portion of this video, and stay tuned because we're going to be comparing and asking some hard questions about dyno tuning in just a moment. No real change there with Mikey making a couple changes to the base map that he sent. So I'm thinking that base map might be pretty close to like tapped out. We're gonna find out here. He's gonna make some more changes. I assume he probably just made a pretty small change right there to the tune. Now I'm sure he's gonna go back in and do some cool stuff. We'll see what it makes, man. 220 off the rip is pretty insane. Dude, VTEC sounds so rowdy on this engine. It's actually wild, like how loud it cracks. What is Rudd's Racing all about?
Friendship.
I love that. I thought you were gonna say but
That too.
I like that. Okay. Firstly, I'd like to say I am stoked that the car survived the dyno. Could you imagine how much it would suck if the engine left the chat during a poll after all this work that I put in during the series? That would be an absolutely miserable moment. Secondly, the final dyno numbers were 223 wheel horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. That right there is something to get excited about, especially considering that this engine doesn't have the 50-degree VTC or a Type S oil pump. So my goal for the day was like 210, 215 wheel. And thirdly, the tune is now complete, so we can go ahead and analyze the data. We're gonna start by comparing the totally stock K24 tune to the fully finished dyno tune.
You got your Hondata base map, it was at 215, 185 torque, and then you got Mikey's dyno tune, 223.9 and to 190 torque. So that's like, look at where it gained everywhere, you know? So the most impressive stuff is like look at here. You see these small numbers, pretty hard to see, but like right there, it's making over 10 horsepower difference. But you can see right here at 7500 starts to like make its downfall, which is common in pretty much all the K24s, K20s, if you don't have cams.
All right, so we can clearly see that the dyno tune is picking up way more power across the entire power band than the stock tune. Also, the low end and mid range are kind of the areas that were affected the most. They really saw a good bump. Now, I didn't have a chance to compare the street tune to the dyno tune back to back with DJ, but just based on the graphs, the street tune was pretty dang close to the dyno tune. However, it's very important to note that the quality of a street tune is going to be highly dependent on your tuner's experience with any given engine. My tuner MikeySpec has quite literally been tuning Hondas since I was pooping in diapers. So he knows exactly what makes these things make power. So not to say that another tuner couldn't replicate these results with a street tune, but it takes a lot of years of experience to get these kinds of results. So to get a better understanding of what's going on here, let's turn to DJ from Rudd's Racing with some questions to really clarify these results. What do I get out of a dyno tune that I can't get out of a street tune?
The consistency. So the big thing with dyno tuning is your consistency. The street has so many variables. Traction, you know, obviously other cars, safety of people, environment. This is all contained, it's concealed. The consistency is the same. You saw me like spraying down your engine bay. It's to keep your different levels of intake air temp. We let them get up, we let them come back down, then we let the car cool down. So like you have the variables of like what it is outside in different temperatures, but the consistency of just being able to make sure that hit after hit is exactly the same. Your traction is probably the biggest thing, is, you know, making sure that you can have the tires not spinning or whatever it may be. So
doesn't a dyno tune allow you to more accurately set timing because you can read torque easier or something, or what?
Yeah.
What is, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's the same with like wheel spin, you know what I mean? So you're getting the full correct load of the car. And he can see at this RPM, it's doing this on the dyno, and it's like plotting. So you can use the graph like we just showed, how difference is. You can't see that on a street tune, right? So you can't tell, did I pick up in the middle, did I not? Your ass cheeks are your dyno at that point, which, hey, tuner, yeah, it felt better, but it actually could have been worse, you know? So you don't actually know without having the data.
What is like an appropriate time to do a street tune? Why would you do a street tune? Can you just do a street tune and be fine for years? Like how does...
Oh, 100%. You can do a street tune and be totally fine.
Turbo car and NA doesn't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people go to street tune because it's cheaper. Like at the end of the day, I think personally, that's why a lot of people do it. When you should do a street tune, you shouldn't, unless you can't afford a dyno tune.
Or you don't
have access to
right.
it. Then I totally understand. Like, there's many tuners in the world, Mikey being one, that can remote tune and get you pretty close.
We saw that today. Yeah, I mean, that base map was already kind of cooking.
Pretty on point. You know, obviously, you wouldn't have known. If you look at some of the middle ones, which we'll go through later, but I'll show you some of the middle ones, you'll see that he used the dyno to change where timing and fueling came in because you saw where it picked up versus where it didn't pick up. So he made those changes, and he could because he had the dyno to see the data. We made 222 like 7 times in a row, but where you're getting the pickups matters.
And then last question for you here is, if I were to just load that initial stock tune that we see on the computer over there.
The one from Hondata.
Yeah, would I be fine?
100%.
100%. I could rip it forever,
100%.
many times over and over, and the tune is not going to be the downfall of the engine.
Correct. Hondata, although it's only there as a aid to get you to a real tuner, they don't want to have a bad name for themselves either, right? So most likely their parameters are very safe, lenient, you know. To pick up 5-6 horsepower on an all motor car with 0 bolt-ons is actually a lot. You know, like people may not think it's a lot, but like when you play an all motor game, every horsepower is like a big step forward. You know, people put cams in motors and make, you know, an extra 15 to 20 horsepower for $1,000, you know what I mean? So it's not like a turbo car where you turn up the boost and you make another 300 horsepower. That's totally different when you're playing the all motor game. So your gains are very big.
If I have a turbo car, should I just slap a Hondata base map on it and rip it?
Absolutely not. Not even a chance. The only time you can use this Hondata base map is on a setup that's like yours. Like very simple, or start up and idle. Like if you look on Hondata's base maps, they have K20 with 410 injectors. They don't have K20 with 2200s and a 4-bar map sensor and all this stuff for that reason, because they know you can't just make a base map like that. The amount of money you'd spend from getting an actual base map from a real tuner like Mikey is well worth it. Even if you can't afford to get a dyno today or whatever, pay as much as you can afford from the tuner that you choose to get the base map going, to at least test the car to make sure that it's okay. And then obviously I always recommend going to a dyno, but at least some sort of, get a real tuner on it. Don't get your buddy that can smash keyboards and put you in the blown motor club. Well,
thank you so much for your time. That was awesome. I'm excited to rip this thing, man. That's sweet. It's always a question of, will it survive the dyno? And so far, it has survived. Now I'm about to take the car out for some full rips and to go get my girlfriend's reaction. But before I do, I gotta give a thank you once again to Rudd's Racing and MikeySpec. Links to both of their contacts in the description down below. You can just send them messages on Instagram. All right, my turn first, then we're gonna go pick up my girlfriend. I was being gentle on her there too. Holy smokes, boys. Here comes second gear. Damn, son, damn. Dude, from an NA car, that is actually pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie, boys. That is actually pretty nuts. On ramp. My God, like from an NA car, that's, you know, I'm definitely more used to like turbo cars, crazy stuff up top, but guys, that's really good.
All right, I think it's really fun. I feel like I could drive it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good power band.
It is.
It's a good
It wasn't
power
actually
band.
like, it was like fun. Like I got, what is it called?
I don't
Yeah.
know. That, yeah.
But it
Whatever
wasn't like
that's
too
called.
much where I felt like in the EG.
Right, the EG is out of control.
No, it was so fun. It was perfect.
It's
good.
really dang good for a street car. I'm just so used to the EG.
I know.
You know, like the EG is my baseline, which that is, it doesn't even compute
that
in my brain.
can't be baseline.
Right, it's honestly unfair to every other car that the EG is my baseline. It's just good.
Yeah, it is good.
It's just good. Like I was shifting early there. I wasn't even taking it to red line or anything. It pulls hard and it's fast. You want to buy it?
You want me to buy it?
No.
I like it. It's fun.
It's really fun. And the fact that it's NA is so awesome.
I feel like this would be fun just to drive daily.
Dude, so fun. This should be like such a fun daily driver. Anyway, thanks for watching today's video. I'm so close to being able to list this car for sale, but I do have one more episode beforehand. It's going to be featuring a collaboration with a company that I've worked with in the past, and they're sending out some really, really epic upgrades for this car. I am not factoring these upgrades into the price of the car whatsoever, but they are going to be freaking sweet, and you guys should be excited about it. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you have a totally different perspective on dyno tuning versus street tuning versus base maps, all the different tuning styles. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the last 2 episodes of the series, the second of which will be the finale where I sell the car and calculate final profits. If you're serious about buying this car, now is the time to send me a text message. My phone number's on the screen. This is actually my phone number. Please hit me up. Serious inquiries only. This car will not be cheap because it is so nice. I'm Boosted John. We deserve nothing, earn everything.